have to quickly apologise that all my videos are seeming to be Formula 1 based, but I swear I'm doing like a new video like straight after this, so please don't think that all Formula 1 based. I'm doing a makeup video, but I feel like this is so in topic for what's happening today. So I talked about this particular person a few weeks ago because it was the day of his death. But today is his birthday, and I feel like it's really important that everybody knows about who Jules Bianchi is. Because Jules Bianchi shouldn't have died. The last person to die before Jules Bianchi was Ayrton Senna 21 years before, in 1994. And that's crazy that somebody died in the sport that was deemed so safe and just deemed so safe. Like, the sport was safe, it wasn't a dangerous environment anymore. But the fact that somebody still died meant that it wasn't as safe as everybody thought and expected. And obviously a lot has changed to the sport since, which obviously it has to. I feel like I'm really crazy. I'm like really freaked out that something like VSC, virtual safety car, was only added 2 years ago. But the fact is that it does such a good job because you don't always need a safety car. So I'm going to talk about Jules, what happened to Jules. I'm going to talk about Jules, what happened to him. I think the crash. I'm going with aftermath and what really has changed in the sport since. Okay, so Jules Bianchi was born 3rd of August 1989. 3rd of August is a day. And he died on the 17th of July 2015, only 3 years ago, which is really kind of crazy. He was there at the time he was racing in Formula 1 with the Mauritia Formula 1 team. The team left the sport in 2015 because of bankruptcy and changed their name to Manor Racing for 1 season. The team left fully at the end of 2016. They really didn't have the backing of the money. He joined in 2013. He didn't have the best season, coming 19th overall, but you don't expect the best from he didn't actually get any points that season, and his best was only 13th. But you didn't really expect a lot from like a first season of Formula 1. It's a bit about getting used to the car, but he'd already had like a lot of former glory from other formulas. So from lower formulas, he'd already kind of got a lot of press because of that, and people really just thought he would be a star in the future. So it was in the 2014 season, and then on the 5th of October 2014, during a very, very wet, like it was raining very heavily. I'm sure it was the start of I'm sure it's during the typhoon season. On the start of a typhoon. 30 seconds. Thank you. At the start of the typhoon season, and the Japanese Grand Prix is always pretty much very wet because it is during that time of year. It is during the typhoon season. It's during like winter rains. So Adrian Sutill's Sauber crashed. So a recovery vehicle was on track to achieve the car. The rest of them all kind of went wrong. Jules collided with the vehicle and was reported unconscious because of the marshals couldn't get words out of him. He wasn't responding to his radio, and everybody pretty much got quite worried because it's not the best when you are reported unconscious. Like this is why the incident with Brendan Hartley where he like went head on into the barriers a couple of months ago. Like honestly, he went head on, was very scary because he wasn't awake for like a minute. He didn't respond for a minute, and everybody was very worried. And the second he got out of his car, fine and safe, was the happiest moment of my whole entire life. So that's honestly why people react the way they do when a driver doesn't respond fully. And not even if it's just like a second. that 30 seconds is the most like time pressured, scary seconds of your life. So, he had suffered diffuse axonal injury, which is a really bad type of brain. It was a really type of like brain injury. So, and he was in a comatose state, and he was put in a comatose state, and like every day came and visited him. Like his teammate Pastor Maldonado came and visited him. Like everybody in the team came and visited him. He was visited by a lot of people, but sadly he was in a comatose, and he was put in a comatose state. But he was in a stable but critical condition. Stable but critical condition throughout that till 17th of July, and he was in a comatose state until 17th of July when all of his machines were kind of turned off, and they were told there's not much we can do anymore. I'm really sorry. Which is kind of sad because I mean thinking about like being in Jules' family's position, you want somebody to fight for your child to their very end, and the fact that like they couldn't fight anymore, it must be heartbreaking to be Jules' family. So the aftermath. So I'm gonna just talk about what's happened after, what's happened since, and honestly, yeah, I'm gonna just like talk about what's happened since, and yeah, that I'm so bad at this. I'm gonna talk about everything that's happened since, due to George's death, and really like how the sport has changed. So the car. I think this is really important to talk about, and talk about maybe what's happened if something like the virtual safety car was already in the sport, and maybe like how it's changed like the perspective, because the sport has now been used much more serious, and people know that you can still die, which I guess it must be scarier, because before that you wouldn't think, yeah, I can die, but the percentages are a lot less than like it would be in like the 1950s when it was literally like a 95% you were not going to go home. Okay, so the card number 17 was retired. It's not been used since, and it's retired by the head of the FIA in remembrance of yours. So that means when a new driver comes into the sport, they cannot pick the number 17. Each driver wore, I cannot speak French. Is it? Yeah, I cannot speak French. To a V Jules hashtag 17, which translates into "We are all with Jules 17," suggested by John Eric Verne, another French driver, and they all wore it on their helmets following races of that season. The next race after Jules's crash, and also at the race after Jules's death, a minute of silence was held. Okay, so the 2006-15 season was apparently going to be a 3-car team season. So that means each team would have 3 cars, and it came out Jules would have gone to Ferrari in event of 3-car teams. So he would have joined. He would have joined Sebastian Vettel and Kimi Räikkönen for it to be a 3-car team. But this still hasn't actually happened. I don't think it's going to happen. But Mauritia went into bankruptcy because it kind of crumbled. Like it doesn't have the best driver. They didn't really have anything, so they kind of crumbled. FIA changed safety procedures and added virtual safety car. So virtual safety car is when the situation isn't like dangerous, but they kind of need other cars to slow down. Which in that situation, the virtual safety car would have helped so much better. And they also made sure that there's hospitals and ambulances around, because it took 37 minutes for Jules to get to a hospital, which is crazy. So, and then Bianchi's family have since sued Mauricio, the team, also FIA as a whole, which I 100% get. Like, the virtual safety car is such a vital part of the sport now. Like, virtual safety car is used about 4 times. Is used about twice in a race. Like, has used like twice in like 4. It's used so often. But a safety car doesn't need to be used that often. It's used for like a crash where they follow it. Places like Monaco or Baku, but it's not needed for places like where he's in the gravel. When he's in the gravel, he's like miles away. That's a safety car. So I definitely give the fact they've succeeded. I really hope you enjoy this video. I'm sorry that these have all been so Formula 1 based recently, but I just feel like I needed to make a video explaining his death and everything. And like, honestly, he shouldn't have died. And the upsetting thing is his grandson, his godson, Charles Leclerc, has just gone to the spot, and he said at his home race in Monaco that as a young child, him and Jules would always talk about racing each other because, I mean, Jules would have been like 27 today, and if Jules was in the spot, then he could have raced his godson, and I think it's something more that Charles had a lot of loss in his family. Like, his dad died, his dad died, and his godfather died, and like his grandma's just died. And honestly, I just feel like really sorry for Charles. And I was thinking that his home family has lost something, but the sport has lost something as well. And honestly, we want to say that Lewis Hamilton, even the Japanese race was stopped, and Lewis Hamilton was declared the winner, and he actually I'm not gonna lie, and he actually gave his win to Jules, so that's actually a nice thing. Bye to the girl, Sammy. See you, bye.